Hey guys, Shaman37 next bringing another Terraria 1.3 video. This time we're going to be taking down the Eye of Cthulhu in expert mode, and I'll be showing you the differences between the or I'll be explaining the differences between the regular Eye of Cthulhu and the expert mode version. So right off the bat, you can take a look at some of the stuff I have here. I have, of course, well over-equipped for this fight, but that's because my first time fighting him went so poorly that I felt it necessary to just kind of over-prepare a bit. So that's why I have a lot of potions. Well-fed buff. I highly recommend you get the bowl of soups here. Are really easy to make. It's just a goldfish, a mushroom, and like 2 clay will get you a bowl of soup. That'll get you the well-fed buff. Well-fed is essential for playing in expert mode. And also I recommend you set up a little arena here with a platform. At least one platform, and some sunflowers and campfires. Peace candles can also help keep other mobs out of the fight. So, for equipment, I don't really know what... Oh, look at that, I don't even have to use one of my suspicious eyes. That's very helpful. But, as far as overall equipment, I don't know what to really recommend. I saw Ymir do it with like, no armor and potions, so I'm not nearly as good at the game as he is. Not even close. So, I have tungsten armor. I'm probably mostly going to be using the sword for taking care of the eyes, and the bow, and some of these ranged weapons for doing damage to the boss itself. But you'll notice it's actually a very different boss fight. It's a very intense boss fight. Not gonna lie, like for being the first boss, he's very difficult. And from what I've heard, he's probably actually more difficult than either of the second boss fights, the Eater of Worlds and the Brain of Cthulhu. I've heard he's probably tougher than both of them. So, hopefully he spawns soon here so that I don't have... I don't suspect it's going to take too long either. I'm going to try to fight him, and either I'm going to fail miserably, and, which I really hope doesn't happen again, because I've been procrastinating doing these bosses so much. I've gotten so much equipment just by kind of, exploring underground and stuff, so I have a lot of really good accessories. Basically, Hermes boots are required. I can't even imagine fighting this boss without Hermes boots, and that's why the first time went so poorly, is because I didn't have those. Here we go. Right. So right away you'll notice that he summons a lot more of his servants. Right off the bat, he summons them, constantly, like probably every second or so he summons them. But other than that, for the most part, the early parts of this fight aren't gonna seem all that differently. It's gonna feel very familiar for if you fought the original, besides the fact that he has a lot more health. I also have Hellfire arrows, which I'm going to go ahead and use, because I explode a bit in hell as well. That's just how much I've been putting these off, is that I actually, went to hell and explode a bit there before fighting this boss. But, he speeds up over time, at least in his second phase. I'm not sure if he actually does that in this phase, but, basically you're just going to want to try to keep the servants down and just always keep moving. The platform is very good for extra mobility, and Spectre boots help immensely because you can fly over him at pretty much any given time. But yeah, that sword is definitely not good for doing damage to him, because I do not want to get that close to him most of the time. Whoops, stupid fall damage there. That was dumb. I'm just gonna unload on him here, but this sword definitely should be considering that this is one of those swords that you can aim in and you can attack left and walk right. I figure it's very useful for this boss fight, and any other swords that do that are going to be very helpful. There's a regular demon eye. I figure he's going to transform soon. Oh no, I still have a bit of time left. I think he still transforms at half health, or he might... Some of the bosses might actually transform sooner now. Also, for early weapons, shurikens, very good, by the way. Oh, there he goes, he's transforming, okay. Also, when he transforms, he lets off a whole bunch of servants, but I believe this is the last you'll be seeing of them. Or, now that I think that might actually not be the case, but overall that's probably actually a bad thing, because the hearts that they drop are pretty helpful. But at this point the boss fight should feel pretty familiar. This is pretty much the easiest part of the fight right here, but it's not going to last long, trust me. He's gonna change it up very soon. He's gonna start throwing out some new tricks, and I haven't really seen them in person yet, so I'm not looking forward to it. I'm gonna be honest. Very soon here. And yeah, he definitely did transform before half health, I believe. Maybe not too. Oh god, there he goes. Jesus Christ. Yeah, he kind of goes into he starts to incorporate those into his regular runs there. He'll do 3 regular ones, and then he'll do 3 of the new fast, absolutely terrifying ones. God, who thought that was okay. So he seems to be doing a random amount at this point. Basically, at this point, from here until the end of the fight, he's going to be doing those more and more. And he's going to be doing them faster and more often. And he's going to start, yeah, I think I might have already gotten to the point where he's not even going to do the regular charges anymore. He's just going to be doing the really fast ones right there. But basically, if you have Hermes boots and you just keep running and keep jumping, he really shouldn't ever even hit you. Which, I mean, you know, there I stopped to get the fallen star. But he shouldn't ever even hit you at this point. As long as you keep moving and you have an arena that's big enough, which I happen to not. It's a little on the short side now that I'm, you know, in it and using it as an arena. But very soon, once he gets very close to dying, he's basically going to be charging non-stop. He's barely going to ever stop charging, and you're going to have very little time to damage him. But that's okay, as long as you're not taking damage. It's not a big deal, and as long as you're not running out of time. Of course, early on time can also be a concern. And, yeah, I definitely need to extend this arena. But, yeah, if you have Hermes boots, I also have the Angle of the Wind. I don't think you'd need that to be able to outrun him. But he shouldn't really be able to hit you if you're running with Hermes boots. But again, I can't even imagine doing this fight without Hermes boots. Those are basically essential, or some form of those, you know, like the flurry boots, or there's also a new set of boots. I haven't seen them yet. It's like fish sail boots or something unusual like that. But yeah, like I said, he's gonna become harder to hit, but you're also going to be hard for him to hit if you just keep running here and jump when necessary. When he does his 5th charge, there is a good time for you to pass under him or over him. But yeah, here we go. See, he's charging almost non-stop at this point. He's doing like rounds of 8 charges at a time. So grenades can also be very helpful here if you can manage to land one on him. Oops. Of course, I've like never used grenades as a weapon, so naturally that's probably not going to go well for me. There we go. I might have also admitted. There we go. Jeez, grenades actually do a lot of damage. Yeah, grenades are a very good option against this boss as well. And yeah, if you just keep this up, and he'll die eventually. It's a very tedious fight, and you know, if it's your first time doing it or first couple times, it's going to be very difficult, especially if you don't have, you know, if you have more average equips like say lead or iron armor, you know, it's still very possible. Again, bow and arrow with flame arrows, maybe like a silver or tungsten level bow at least, with flame arrows and shurikens, maybe a couple grenades in there. You should be good. Hermes boots. Overall, it's, you know, now that I'm looking at it, this phase is actually probably a bit easy. Oh, it depends on what kind of build you have. Yeah, see, like he's gone absolutely mad. He does not stop charging. He's going diagonally. Oh god, this is actually insane. Jeez. Get him out of this phase as soon as I throw a grenade. As soon as I possibly can. I do need to die. Oh my god, there we go. God damn. Oh, jeez, that was still, yeah, the expert mode, they really ramped it up for expert mode. As you can see, it's insane. But, there we go, we got the treasure bag. This is one of the, like, 3 expert mode items that I already knew about. So let's go ahead and open in here. Like I said, or if you don't know, in expert mode, when you kill the bosses, you get a treasure bag that contains a bunch of good stuff. You get, from this one at least, you get some more demonite ore, unholy arrows, and you get the Shield of Cthulhu, which is a fantastic item. Absolutely great. It's an accessory, 30 melee, which you might think, oh, it's an accessory, why does it have melee damage? And that seems unusual. But it also gives you a bit of defense too, which it allows you to dash into the enemy by double tapping in a direction. Let's go ahead and equip the aglet, even though it's warding. This allows you, if you double tap, you can do a little dash. You can do it every, I'd say about every second or two. You can dash into them, and it'll do melee damage. As you can see, it's very good, honestly, and it gives you some extra defense. If you get warding on it, that's, you know, 6 defense from a single accessory, which this early in the game is insane. So, yeah, Shield of Cthulhu, very good, but the boss fight itself is actually very challenging, especially when he gets to the very last phase there, where he is just dashing constantly. That was intense. But, yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, check out the description for a link to my Twitch.tv channel, where I'll start doing, live streams in a few weeks. Plenty of Terraria live streams will be happening. And, yeah, and also all my social media stuff. So, Tune in next time where I'll probably take down the Eater of Worlds, who I don't think has actually been changed at all, but I will do a video on it just so that it's clear that nothing has been changed. So, yeah, see you guys later.